Are the Kansas City Chiefs about to face their biggest challenge of the season? The events of the last Super Bowl left everyone stunned, and now the future of some key players could be at stake. The loss in Super Bowl LVX to the Philadelphia Eagles was not only a tough blow for the franchise, but also left a deep mark on the players, especially their leader, Patrick Mahomes. But what no one expected was how this event could shape the course of the upcoming season. The disaster in Super Bowl LVX. From the very first minute, it was clear that things weren't going to go as expected for the Chiefs. Mahomes, despite all his talent, couldn't avoid the onslaught of the Eagles. The final score was a humiliation, with a crushing 34-0 in the second half. While Mahomes ended the game with 257 yards and 3 touchdowns, most of those numbers came when the result was already sealed. The harsh reality is that the statistics were misleading. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown, and a fumble in the final quarter made the difference. The Eagles' defense not only shut down Mahomes, but took advantage of every mistake to pile even more pressure on the Chiefs. Mahomes didn't escape the truth of what happened. With humility, he took his share of the blame for the loss. The Eagles played better than us from start to finish. We didn't start the way we wanted. The turnovers cost us dearly. I take full responsibility for that, Mahomes commented after the game. These words reflect not only the frustration of a world-class player, but also the pressure of carrying the loss of the entire franchise. The emotional impact on Mahomes and the Chiefs. After such a devastating defeat, everyone expected to see a united team, celebrating or at least facing the failure with their heads held high. However, the reality was very different. Instead of joining the traditional post-game party, Mahomes and Travis Kelce decided to stay away. According to reports, neither they nor most of the players attended the event in New Orleans. Most of the players skipped the party, including Travis and Patrick. Everyone went back to their rooms or Airbnbs and stayed there, a source close to the team stated. The decision to skip the event reflected what was felt in the locker room. The defeat was too painful for empty celebrations. What goes through the mind of a leader like Mahomes when facing the greatest disappointment of his career? What does he feel when he sees his dream of a third consecutive title slip away to the unstoppable Eagles defense? The pressure has never been so intense for him, and the team now faces the task of rebuilding their confidence and motivation for the next season. The reflection no one saw coming. Although the pain of the loss is palpable, Mahomes isn't the type to stay down for long. The Chiefs quarterback has a winning mentality that, even in the darkest moments, knows how to push the team forward. But beyond the frustration, a crucial question arises. What's next? For Mahomes, Kelce, and the rest of the team, the offseason will be crucial. They will need to find a way to heal, rebuild, and strengthen their roster to face next year's challenge. And here's the big twist. The offseason isn't just a period of rest. It's an opportunity for Mahomes, Kelce, and the rest of the team to prove their character. Instead of getting trapped in the bitterness of defeat, the Chiefs could use this moment to redefine their legacy. The pressure is higher than ever, but so is their determination. This group knows that the window of opportunity to win more championships is open, and they just need to find a way to jump through it once more. The challenge everyone feared. As we approach the offseason, the tension rises. The Chiefs must not only deal with the sadness of a crushing defeat, but with the harsh reality of contracts and decisions on key players. With several important free agents, the team needs to ensure the continuity of their stars to stay in contention. But this is where things get complicated. The negotiations won't be easy. Will the Chiefs be able to retain all their key players? Or will they lose vital pieces that could cost them a return to the Super Bowl? The future of Mahomes and the Chiefs is at stake. The question is whether they will be able to overcome this emotional and strategic challenge, or if the Super Bowl loss will mark the beginning of a period of uncertainty for the team. Fans are eager to see how the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place, but one thing is certain. The pressure has never been higher. Conclusion. What's next for the Chiefs? Now, with their eyes set on the future, the question is clear. Can the Chiefs return to the Super Bowl after such a painful loss? Mahomes has the ability and the character to lead his team, but will it be enough? This team has already shown its resilience. but the off-season will be decisive. Kansas City fans, what do you think? Are you ready to see the Chiefs come back stronger than ever? Or do you think the team has hit rock bottom? Leave your comments below. What changes do you think the Chiefs should make to get back to the title? Super Bowl 58 will be remembered for much more than the Philadelphia Eagles' victory. For the Kansas City Chiefs, that 40-22 loss didn't just mean losing the NFL's most coveted trophy. It also marked a direct confrontation with their own limits. Over the course of the 60 minutes of play, it wasn't just the execution on the field that faltered, but something much deeper, something that could change the course of a team accustomed to glory. While winning or losing are conventional terms to define the outcome of a game, what happened in New Orleans was much more than that. The defeat to the Eagles left an indelible mark, leaving the Chiefs with more questions than answers. From the first whistle to the last, the Super Bowl was a spectacle the Chiefs couldn't control. Despite expectations, Patrick Mahomes' promises, and the fire that always defines Andy Reid, something didn't click. The entire team seemed to step behind, playing at a completely different pace than fans had come to expect from the franchise. For the Kansas City Chiefs, the nightmare became a reality, and frustration was everywhere in the stadium, but most notably on the faces of the players in the locker room after the final whistle. Amid all the chaos, Travis Kelce, one of the NFL's standout figures, was the reflection of the Chiefs' constant struggle that night. With just 39 yards and no touchdowns, Kelce's performance wasn't only one of his worst of the season, but also a symbol of how the entire team collapsed. A star who shines with consistency, but this time was overshadowed by a team that couldn't find its rhythm, and even more shockingly, Kelce couldn't do anything to change his team's fate in the most important game of the year. What happened in the first half showed how expectations and reality can clash brutally. In the first half, the Chiefs gained only 23 yards. A number so low it seemed straight out of a bad football movie, but it was the harsh reality. Travis Kelce, the key piece of the offense, didn't record a single reception on his targeted plays. In fact, 2 passes were thrown his way but missed, which reflected the disarray of an offense that couldn't find its rhythm. Such situations can sink any team, but the worst part was that, just like his teammates, Kelce didn't exactly know what had gone wrong. The Chiefs couldn't find the spark, the fire, the magic that had brought them to the top in previous years. The Eagles, on the other hand, kept pressing, cutting routes, halting key plays, and, of course, capitalizing on every Chiefs mistake. After the game, Kelce had no problem acknowledging that the team hadn't lived up to expectations. "We couldn't get the offense going. They just beat us in all 3 phases of the game," he said, clearly affected by the scoreboard humiliation. For a player of Kelce's caliber, who is always confident and ready for anything, that honesty was rare but necessary. He couldn't hide the pain, frustration, and confusion he felt over the result. Kelce's words continued to reveal what had really happened on the field. There were turnovers, penalties, playing behind the chains, dropping passes. It was a combination of everything you don't want in a Super Bowl. That particular line is key. The Chiefs weren't defeated just by a better team or a more effective tactic. The defeat was the result of a series of internal mistakes that accumulated throughout the night, and each mistake was like a drop that filled a glass of despair. The Super Bowl not only revealed the weaknesses of Kansas City, but also how the Chiefs found themselves trapped in a whirlwind of bad decisions, external and internal pressures, and the inability to control the game from start to finish. The blow to the Chiefs wasn't just physical, but emotional. A team that had been able to overcome anyone, a team that had shown resilience in the toughest moments, now found itself trapped in an unprecedented loss. But who is to blame? Many are wondering if the responsibility lies on the shoulders of Mahomes, Kelce, or Andy Reid. Is the weight of being a champion what led the Chiefs to this downfall? The pressure to maintain their status as NFL giants can be a heavy burden. And yet, no one was prepared to see the Chiefs completely overwhelmed by the Eagles. But Reid's team has something many don't have, a mentality that never breaks. And that's what caused the story to take an unexpected turn at the end of the game. While cameras captured the defeat, Andy Reid didn't dwell on the negativity, nor did he allow his team to sink into despair. Reid's words were clear: simple, and to the point. This is going to hurt. Let it hurt, and figure out how you can improve from it. Reid's words were like a ray of hope in the middle of the storm. He knew the road to recovery wouldn't be easy, but he had faith in his players and in what they could achieve if they took this loss as a drive to improve. The defeat to the Eagles wasn't just a blow to the Chiefs, but a lesson. Defeats, when taken in the right way, can be the most powerful motivating forces a team can experience, and now, the Kansas City Chiefs story is at a crossroads. How will they respond to this challenge? How will they recover to come back stronger and more determined than ever? This is not a team that stays down for long. The 2025 season looks like one of the toughest, but also one of the most exciting. The Chiefs not only have talent, but also a steel mentality, and it's that mentality that will carry them back to the Super Bowl stronger than before. With the pressure of a painful loss, the Kansas City Chiefs now face the greatest challenge in their history. Will they be able to use this defeat as fuel for the upcoming season? What lies ahead could be even bigger, fiercer, and more memorable than anything we've seen before. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Do you believe the Chiefs will come back stronger from this blow? Or is there something else that could deflate their dreams of returning to the Super Bowl? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Is DeAndre Hopkins about to make a major decision about his future? Today, we bring you a story that could change the course of the Kansas City Chiefs. The situation of one of the NFL's most talented receivers is about to reach a turning point, and the uncertainty has left everyone with one burning question. Will he continue playing? The answers might surprise you. Last season, DeAndre Hopkins experienced an emotional roller coaster, achieving his dream of playing in a Super Bowl, but with a bitter taste. After months of hard work, everything came crashing down for the Kansas City Chiefs, who were defeated by the Philadelphia Eagles in a disappointing final. Hopkins, who joined the Chiefs through a trade with the Tennessee Titans, only managed 2 receptions for 18 yards and a touchdown in the painful 40-22 loss. Despite his efforts, the team couldn't secure the victory, and now the big question is what the future holds for this veteran All-Pro. What seemed like the end of his career, with whispers of a possible retirement, has just taken an unexpected turn. Yes, Hopkins himself recently addressed the rumors about his future through a social media post that was quickly deleted. He wrote, "I don't know what you heard, but I'm not done yet." This simple phrase sparked a wave of speculation, and now everyone is asking, what's going on with DeAndre Hopkins? Is he ready to leave the NFL? Or does he have more to give? The unexpected response. What many didn't know was that this post was a response to a false rumor circulating online. A fake Adam Schefter account claimed that Hopkins had decided to retire. This, of course, caused a stir among fans, and it seems Hopkins felt the need to clear it up. But why did he delete his post so quickly? This only fuels the uncertainty even more. What does this mean for the Chiefs? Although Hopkins posted 41 receptions for 137 yards and 4 touchdowns in the 10 games he played with the Chiefs, his future is uncertain. Retirement rumors aren't the only thing at stake. The big question is, will the Chiefs bring Hopkins back in 2025? It all depends on what he's looking for contract-wise. The Chiefs have one of the strongest rosters, but this receiver's future might depend on whether it aligns with his financial and team expectations. What's next for his future in Kansas City? Despite being on such a competitive team like the Chiefs, Hopkins might be looking at teams with serious title contending chances. At his age and with so many years of experience, the last thing he wants is to be part of a rebuild. Will Hopkins remain with a franchise still fighting for a Super Bowl? If the Chiefs' offer isn't enough, or if the receiver decides to explore other options, his departure could be a significant blow for Kansas City. The news that Hopkins might leave or even retire could lead to a major shift in the Chiefs' offense. While his role last season was limited due to his late arrival, no one can deny the impact he could have if he stays with the team. Can the Chiefs convince him to stay, or will this be the end of an era? The Chiefs' future is at stake. The Chiefs have always been a team willing to make bold moves, and if they want to remain title contenders, they will need to make key decisions regarding players like Hopkins. As we approach the offseason, the pressure is mounting, and it seems there will be some serious conversations about his future in Kansas City. But let's not forget one thing. The Chiefs are a team full of surprises. If Hopkins decides to stay, Kansas City's chances of remaining one of the NFL's powerhouses are still incredibly high. However, if he leaves, the team will have to find another caliber receiver to fill that void, which is no easy task. The question remains, what will DeAndre Hopkins decide? Will he stay or retire from the NFL, leaving behind one of the league's most impressive careers? The future has never been so uncertain. This is a pivotal moment for both the Chiefs and Hopkins. What happens in the next few weeks could have a tremendous impact on the direction of both. And as always in the NFL, everything can change in an instant. What about you? What do you think about DeAndre Hopkins' future? Should the Chiefs do everything they can to keep him? Or is it time to let the veteran go his own way? Leave your comments below and tell us what you think. Don't forget to subscribe for more shocking NFL news.